currently I can't stop on buying old palettes. Today I will try for the first time a sea beauty brand, and that sea beauty brand is Kryptein Cosmetics. And if you don't know me, hi everybody, I'm Gagasita. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this beauty space where I just allow to share with you my love for makeup. Could be old makeup, new makeup, every kind of makeup. So if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and leave me your thumbs up. And of course, turn on the notifications. In this way you can get to know whenever I decide that's a good time to do a new video, to post a new video. And today we are gonna do the first impression of the Kryptein Cosmetics Secret Garden 1 palette. On my monolith order, I got two Kryptein Cosmetics eyeshadows. I got the Secret Garden 1 and the Secret Garden 2. First of all, I thought they could go really well together. Am I wrong? I feel that I am not. In today's video we're gonna talk about the Secret Garden 1, and then in the next one we're gonna talk about Secret Garden 2, so stay tuned for that. Both palettes came in this black box that it's a thicker box, and you have the name of the palette in the side, and then the palette came inside the bubble wrap. This is how the palette presents itself. It's like a faux leather material. It's really holographic, and this one in particular seems to it doesn't seem to show finger marks, which is a plus to me. Kryptein Cosmetics is a sea beauty indie beauty brand, which means that it's an indie beauty brand made and sold from China. Try a lot from USA, but I want to try from all over the world. So Kryptein Cosmetics, it's a sea beauty brand, and I don't know a lot about this brand story. I know that the owner started by selling acrylic palettes, that, you know, those acrylic palettes that has the round shape. They are completely transparent. They are really pretty, and I'm planning to buy at least one. I am still thinking on which could be the perfect size for me, because I feel that those palettes are pretty when you wanna create your own palette. I love create my own palettes, so it just sounds great for me. So I am planning on buy at least one of those acrylic palette in the near future. But then she started to release palettes. Secret Garden 1 and 2 they come in the same collection, and they are the 4th and the 5th palette in her collection. I decided to try this brand because the palettes, the eyeshadows are magnetic, and right now I feel really attracted by a brand who has a magnetic palette, because magnetic palettes give you the best of both worlds. The palette has 12 eyeshadows inside it. They are 1.3 or 1.3 milligrams, 1.3 grams of shadows inside products inside the pan, which is a really good amount. Usually from palettes the pans contain something like 1 gram, and then in singles they have 1.5 grams. There is a lot of shadow here. There is no place in the palette where you can pull the eyeshadow out, but you can use a magnet, and then the eyeshadow will come out really easily. So as you can see, they are 26 millimeters pans, so they are the classic pan that you can find in your single eyeshadows. And when it comes to the thickness, they are the same thickness as a single eyeshadow. This is a Divina Cosmetics single eyeshadow, and you can see they are pretty much the same thickness. So they are thicker as a single eyeshadow. So you can, of course, mix and match the Kryptein Cosmetic palette with the palette with your singles too. The only downside that I found in this palettes is that they don't come with the name behind them, which is meaningless if you ask me, because when I mix and match my eyeshadows, I like to know from what's the name of the eyeshadow itself and when the eyeshadow comes. But it's not a big deal. I can put a target in the back with the name of the eyeshadow, or I can just grab a mark and write the name by myself. It's not a big deal. It's just something that I noticed. The palette has a mirror in the upper part, which I will not be showing you because you don't need to see the mess in front of me, right? And the eyeshadow palette comes with 6 matte eyeshadows and 6 special shades, which means we have dual chromes, iridescent chromes, multi-chromes, and the color story, in my opinion, it's really beautiful. In this part here, this one is the one that just sparks my heart. This color story here goes from really light to really dark, both when it comes to the shimmers. In fact, the lightest shade is the shade Lily, and the deepest shade is the shade Peony, which is a medium shade. It's not really deep, but when it comes to the shimmers, I do prefer the deeper to not be really deep. I do prefer to go from light to medium not dark, medium dark. I have to be honest with you, this color story feels really fresh and unique. I didn't know about a lot of palettes that has the same color stories. They just feel unique to me, and there are some colors here that I am not sure I saw something similar in palettes, of course, but not even in the singles. I know I don't own a lot of singles special shades, but I like to watch a lot of those Terra Moons, Cliona, the swatches, and some of those colors here seems to be really unique to Kryptein Cosmetics, which is a plus. Now we're gonna do the swatchy. I'm gonna swatch the whole palette into my arm, into the back of my arm. Of course, as always, you're gonna see the live swatches in the back of my hand. 2 things I have to remember you. First of all, English is not my first language. You probably already noticed it, but I have to tell you that in this way you can understand why sometimes I will say or read some words in the wrong way. So I apologize for that, but English is not just my first language. Sorry. #sorry not sorry. And the swatches are done in the over dry skin. There is no primer, there is no body cream, oil, body, there is nothing, just my skin and the shadow. Of course, in my body, my skin tends to be a little bit drier, but it's not really dry because I am not a really dry person. The only place where I am really dry is on my hairs. This is why I do have so much cream into my hair. Let's not talk about it. But the only place where I am really dry is on my hair. My face, my body, my lips, my hands usually are not really dry. But let's start with the swatchy. So why am I doing the swatch party the swatch part of this video with a completely different look in a completely different day, you may ask. It's because yesterday, while I was recording that video when it was time to do the swatches, my camera died on me. So today we're gonna redo that part of the video. Thank God the rest of the video, it came out. I hope so. I still have to edit, so let's cross the fingers. But now let's do the swatchy. Okay. The first shade is the shade Lily, which is a iridescent multi-chrome that shifts from green to gold, and I can see a little bit of purple too. Of course, you can see more of that beautiful goldy chartreusey shade. I promise you, this is a stunning color and it feels really smooth when you first touch it. Then we have the shade Daffodil. I don't remember how you say that. And this is a beautiful, pretty much unique to my collection. I will not say that it's unique, but it's kind of unique. I will say that it's a color that I don't have a lot of them. And it's this beautiful pastel yellow shade, and you will see in the video that it works like a dream. Then we have the shade Daisy, which pretty much sold me this palette because I feel that this color is really unique because it is a multi-chrome yellow that shifts to this beautiful green, and then when the light shifts to the other side, you can see a lot of it goes from green to yellow to this pink, and you can see all the colors pretty much even with a straight like the one that you're seeing today. I hope you are able to see it. I hope so. Then we have the shade Tulip, which is, you will not trust me, but it's a really chunky shade, but when you swatch it, it looks kind of a iridescent shade. I will say this is not a color that I will use in my inner corner, but I can use all over the lid as a topper shade, and it will look fantastic because it's a really chunky multi-chrome shade that shifted from green to gold to pink. It's stunning. Then the last color of the first row is the shade Oleander, and the shade Oleander, it's like a rosy neutral beautiful shade. Who does remember Makeup Geek Cupcake? Who does remember that color? I will say that it's pretty much it. Maybe it's on here, it's a hair lighter than that color, but oh boy, I am so glad to have this color back in a new formula into my collection because I love this one here as crease shade. Then we have the shade Hydrogia, and this is one of the most beautiful pure green I have ever seen. It's really pastel, but as you can see, it really pops even on my tan skin, and it's really creamy and soft, and it's a pastel shade, and you know pastel shades tend to be a little bit chalky, tend to be a little bit powdery, and this one it's not. Then we have the shade Ivy, and the shade Ivy it's again a little bit chunky and creamy when you touch, not overly creamy, it's kind of creamy. And honestly, I wanna put this color all over my lid as soon as possible because it's beautiful, and it goes from the blue to green to gold, and it has some kind of red sparkles into it. It's beautiful. I will not say that it's a unique color. I probably have some dupe for this color in my collection, but I feel that this formula in this color, it's unique in my collection. Then we have the shade Osmathius. I don't know how you say that. And this is a beautiful mustardy shade that has a lot of orangey undertone. It's, oh boy, this is the kind of transition color that makes my heart beat faster. And I love to use this one here on my crease, and you can see the look, how pretty this color show up even on my tan skin tone. Okay, I use a lighter base, but I feel that this one here, it's deeper enough to show up even on my skin tone. Then we have the shade Sunflower, which honestly, Sunflower may be one of the most beautiful shimmers in my collection. It goes from green, chartreuse green, to pink, to gold, to... It's one of those colors that let me like speechless. Look how pretty and shifty and fun and summery and warm and everything good. It's this color. Then we have the deeper color of the palette, which is the shade Orchid. And I will describe the color Orchid to be like a deep blue, deep red. I will say a bloody yumminess red. I love this color in this palette. I love this color anyways, any day. I love a deep red. But in this palette with these shimmers, it's just the right color in the right place. Oh boy, do I love this color story. Then we have the shade Peony, which is the last color of this palette, and it's a really beautiful multi-chrome that it's kind of chunky when you touch it, but it's really easy to... Sorry, I was speechless for a second. It is really easy to blend out, but not, it's really easy to smooth out, and it's a really fiery shade. It goes from orange to pink, then it's a little bit of gold, but this color, oh boy, the next time I'm gonna use this palette, write my words, I will use this shade here because it's stunning. And this is the color story, and honestly, oh boy, I am obsessed with this color story. First of all, we have to say that today's is not that easy to create a unique color story, and again, Kryptein Cosmetics just kill it. You have this palette, it's divided in three quads that completely makes sense when you break down. You have the first quad, the second quad, and then the third, the third greenish quad. And the colors all work to create a monochromatic look, but they all work to create something that is more fun and bangy. And in this palette here, we have three really distinct formulas. We have the mattes, then we have the most chunky, shimmery shade, and then we have only this one here, that it's more of a smooth, still really sparkle and reflective multi-chrome shade. Honestly, this palette here, it's amazing, and wow, I can't wait to put it on my eye again. Of course, now you're gonna see the first time I put this palette on my eye, so you're gonna see my first impressions, and I hope you enjoy it. As always, my first step has to be my primer. Today's primers is the P. Louise in Rumors number 2. This primer is really creamy, so I do prefer to put it with a brush. So I will start by using this Zoeva 221, and it's really similar to the Sigma E38. It's just a little bit pointier, and I don't know, I feel that it works better with my eye shape. And to grab the shade Osmanthus with this brush here, And this color is really beautiful. I am just curious to know if it will work on my skin tone. Well, definitely. And I'm placing this color into my crease. It has a lot of kick up on the pan, but it's really pigmented, and I feel that in one layer I was able to do my whole crease. Honestly, I do love the shade of the tone of this mustard. It's pretty much a skin tone, but with the lighter primer underneath, it kind of works really beautiful. I'm putting the same shade underneath my eye just to help to blend whatever I will put later over it. Just because I like to have a really cohesive look. Now, with my Sigma E27, I will grab the shade Orchid. I will grab it in the side of the brush, like that. I will tap to take off the excess because this color, again, it's really pigmented. And I will tap this color in my outer V. Oh boy. This kind of color, oh my gosh, so pretty. Come on now. Wow. Dark colors are hard to do. They get really, really, patchy really fast. And this one here, it's actually working. And in the tip of the same brush, I will drag this color underneath my lower lash lid just to give it a little bit more of a continuation. Before we start to add the shimmers, I want to do a matte highlighter. So with the Sigma E47, I will grab the shade F02, this one here, and I will use this color as my, oh boy, inner corner matte highlighter. This palette has a beautiful beautiful shade that I can use as inner corner shimmer highlighter too. So wow. But this one here, I will remember this is a pastel shade over a tan skin tone, and it is working like a dream. So can we actually say something? I don't think that you can. I'm just putting this color in my inner corner and then drag it pretty much into the bone of my nose and then into my brow bone, just to open the eye a little bit more. And yeah, wow, honestly, just wow. Beautiful highlighter, beautiful everything. Now it's time. Let me just blend a little bit more the edges with the mustardy shade just to bring it back a little bit more, because it kind of got lost with the red, and the two colors blend together like a dream. They don't take too much to blend together, which is a plus, of course. Now that the matte part of the eye is done, it's time to get a little bit of the fun part. So I will grab a synthetic brush. This one is the Zoeva 233. And I will, as always, I will use a little bit of mixed glitter glue in the back of my hand. And then I will work this primer all over my lid, from my inner corner to pretty much the outer V. I will create kind of a half cut crease. If I will be able to work fast enough, I will be able to do both eyes. So let's do this. I will start this eye look by using the star of my eye look, which is gonna be, I use as first shimmer, I will start with what I want to be the star of the eye look, which is gonna be the shade of Sunflower down here. This shade is stunning, and I will put this color pretty much all over my lid. Oh, wow. Look how stunning and sparkle is the shimmer. And honestly, I didn't have to, the color doesn't take a lot to come into the brush, which is a plus in my opinion. I am really impressed by the fact that I'm not seeing a lot of fallout from the shimmer in this moment. Now with my synthetic pencil brush, this one is again from Sigma, it's the Petite Eye Blender. I don't know if they still do this brush here, but it's like a synthetic pencil brush. I will grab the shade Lily here, and I wanna put this color as inner corner highlighter. This eye look, it's so stunning and beautiful. In love with this one here. Shimmer the shade Sunflower to blend better in the outer V. I will grab a little bit of the shade Peony, this one here, and I will grab it into a dry synthetic brush, and I will put this color just in the outer part where this stunning shimmer finds that deeper shade. Just between the two colors, just to add a little bit more of a dimensional and help the two colors blend together a little bit more. I am impressed by the fact that this color actually doesn't need to be wet or to be have a glitter glue under it. I am already obsessed with this formula. I feel that this formula is so good. I am so happy that I tried this brand. Now I will grab my silicone applicator, and I want to use the shade Daisy here. I will grab it into the tip of my silicone applicator, and I will put a little bit of that color into the first part of my lower lash line, as you can see. Of course, it doesn't add too much to the look. This eyeshadow here, it kind of deserves to be put in a larger place, because in this area here you can see it, but it doesn't, allow it to have more space into my eyes. And by the way, this eye look just need a little bit of, should I go for the yellow? No, the yellow is gonna be too much strong. Should I go with the lighter yellow, the deeper yellow? Oh, you know what? I will go for the lighter yellow. Now I'm gonna put some lashes, and I'm gonna be right back to show you the final look and talk about my first impression of the Kryptein Cosmetics palette. Ta-da! So this is the final result, and what can I say? Oh boy, I'm feeling myself. I love this look. I love how the shimmers mix with themselves. I love the way the mattes played together. I love everything about this eye look. But let's talk about my first impressions. And for today's look, I used 1, 2, and then 3 mattes. Yes, was this one here? Yes. So I used 1, 2, and 3 mattes, and 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers. I didn't use a lot. I didn't use all of the shades, but I used a lot, some of them in the minimal places. But I still have my first feeling of the palette quality. Of course, I needed to test the palette more before tell you my whole experience with the palette. Before we talk about my whole experience, I needed to have a whole experience. And what can I say? First of all, the packaging, it's lovely. I like so very much this. I really do like this hollow chrome faux leather material with the writing down here. It's really elegant, and at the same time it's really cool, and I don't know, it kind of feels like a really high-end piece in my collection. The eyeshadows that I tried today, I fell in love with the formula. First of all, we have to be honest, and we have to say, I have to tell you that I noticed a lot of kick up in some of the shades. This one here in particular has a lot of kick up, and this one here, but the kick up wasn't the pani. And as soon as I tap the brush off, the excessive powder went away, so not a huge deal. And the shimmers, those two are the more chunky formula, and this one here is the more smooth one. And I have to tell you that the three formulas are really sparkly and nice, and I feel that even though the formulas are different in the panel, when it comes to the way they are showing up on the eye, they show pretty much like they were the same formula. The eyeshadows are not just shifty, but they are really sparkle and dimensional. So what can I say? I am glad that I finally got to try my first C Beauty indie brand. And honestly, I will try more in the future. I will definitely try more, because this one here has everything that I like. I love a color story that goes from light to dark in the matte formulas and in the special shade formulas too. And the eyeshadow pads are magnetic. There is a mirror, they are easy to travel with, they feel sturdy, they don't feel cheap, they feel really good in your hands. Honestly, I am impressed. My first impressions is that I am really impressed, and I want to try her and more. And this is the end of this really long video. I hope you got something good from this video, and if you did so, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know which Kryptein cosmetic palette you want to see me testing next, or maybe which C Beauty brand I could try. I will just ask you, if you have to ask me to review a C Beauty brand, please make it to be like a magnetic palm, because I feel that's something that to me has become something that it can really make or break into my collection. If a palette is magnetic, I will of course look at that palette with different eyes. So I do prefer my palettes to be magnetic. But if you still really want me to see me trying and swatching and do live swatching in another new C Beauty brand, let me know down below. I will be so glad to do so. Remember, everything I show you in this really small space is from my wallet, so be kind. Okay, don't ask me to review a $250 palette. There is no way, I'm so sorry. We need to be financially responsible too, and I hope you like this content, and see you soon. Bye bye.